Hello everyone and welcome to week 14 of me making my own animated film. This week I want to start this video off with saying thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm smiling really big right now. When I started this journey, I knew I wanted to document it, but I wasn't really expecting, you guys to come and follow me and stuff. And some people might say that 1,000 subscribers isn't a lot, but I do really like this thing when people are saying like, well, imagine all those people in the same room as you, and I mean, hell, we'd need a really large room for that many people. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys following my journey. And as you've seen, I made a little celebratory animation. We got our little froggo here flying in the sky. It's so silly, I don't know. All I hope is that through me documenting my filmmaking journey, this can also help other hopeful filmmakers while they're trying to reach their own goals. Because not only am I posting my own findings and what I've learned, but you guys have also been commenting a bunch of great tips and tricks for animation, so I really hope the person that needs this information finds it. I've been on this journey for almost 4 months now, which is crazy, and that combined with hitting a milestone like this, I thought I would speak a little bit about motivation today. It is hard learning all the technical stuff and doing animation and all that stuff, but actually having the motivation to do all this work, it's a big part of it all. So in my experience, the whole ordeal with motivation, it's a little bit deceptive. I really feel like it's like a double-edged sword where if you rely on it too much, at first it's great. You have this power within you, and as soon as it decides to leave, for whatever reason, everything's ruined. And when we talk about motivation, I feel like we almost always are talking about this, this feeling of fire and passion inside of ourselves that we're feeling like, oh, I really want to do this thing, but I think it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It's motivation in general could just be the reason to why you are doing the things that you're doing. And I believe that's the actual definition of the word. So what we want to do is try to nurture this motivation feeling, but it will go away eventually. Things are hard all the time. As we all know, even fun things get hard. So what we need to do is to try to nurture this feeling as much as possible, and also when it goes away, we need to keep working through it until it comes back. And so it will give us another boost of energy and motivation to keep going. For example, I was stuck on this one shot for weeks, literally for weeks. And I can't say that I woke up every morning feeling like, yay, I'm gonna work on this one shot. Yet another day. I did not feel very excited about that, even though I love what I do. But through thinking this way, I knew that if I just stuck to it, if I just got it done, eventually I could move on and have fun again. Find that motivational feeling again. And that's what happened. The day after I finished that shot, I actually did like 3 or 4 shots in one day. And they were very simple shots, mind you. But I was like, hell yeah, I'm back on the horse, baby. So then the obvious question is, well, how do you work through it? So I've written down a couple of pointers that I feel really help when one is in the situation of not feeling motivated. And most of these are actually not things you take action on when motivation is lacking, because that's when you don't have the motivation to take action. These are actually things that you do, well, beforehand. It's a planning thing. I will present these pointers to you in sort of a problem to solution type way, but they all pretty much flow into each other in a nice way. And I say problem and solution, but these are definitely not some sort of magical pill that will fix everything. I just feel like they've really helped me overcome a lot of hurdles. So the first one, which I also feel like it's probably the most important one, is that we really love taking the easy way out when things get hard. And they will get hard. We'd rather go and do something fun instead. So to combat this, what we need to make sure is that this project we're doing, or whatever it is we're doing, is actually something we do find fun. It's something we actually do love doing. Because that's really gonna help when you're feeling like that. If you find what you're doing fun and you have a passion and love for it, it's gonna be so much easier for you to go and want to do that work, even when it gets rough. The next problem would be the feeling of working aimlessly, which makes it really, really easy to just give up. So make sure you've set a concrete goal to work towards, so that when motivation is lacking, the base that you're standing on isn't just, maybe I'll do this, because that base is gonna crumble. You want that solid foundation of, I'm gonna get into film festivals, I'm gonna make a movie this year, and if you're really hardcore, you could set a deadline. Like this doesn't necessarily have to do with animation, it could be anything really. You want that strong foundation, so when the earthquake hits, it's still solid as it could be, anyway. The next point is feeling overwhelmed. It happens to the best of us, and the way to not, or try at least not to end up there, is to not overscope our projects. We've all done this at some point in any area of life. We got really motivated and we really wanted to do this thing, and then it was too much and we gave up. If we do talk about the example of animation, it is better to do smaller projects first, to try out the waters if you haven't before. If you've managed 30 seconds of animation, try doing 1 minute, try doing 2 minutes after that. You should challenge yourself but not overdoing it. By building up our tolerance, our patience, our work ethic, so to say, we can move on to bigger and bigger projects. And what we also are building up is our confidence in ourselves, because if we keep giving up on projects, we're just gonna think of ourselves as someone who gives up projects all the time. But if you did a 1 minute project, a 2 minute project, so on and so forth, you're gonna see yourself as someone who completes projects. And that actually leads us to the next one, which is just giving up. And what I feel like really helps with this is accountability. And that doesn't necessarily have to be other people, but it can be. I do think it mostly should be yourself. And I think that's what a lot of us struggle with a lot, is to keep ourselves accountable. And that's why I feel like it is important that this project of ours that we're working on is something we really love and want. We just really love and want this. So if you're just giving up, you're actually giving up on yourself, really. But I definitely don't see anything wrong in, I guess, using other people sounds really bad, but you know, if you want to do like what I'm doing, if you're doing devlogs or stuff like that, and maybe you have some people watching you, that actually does help. It does really help, because you don't want to disappoint them either. And the last thing I want to talk about before I end this video is you want to make friends with like-minded people. You want to inspire yourself regularly. And when I say inspire yourself, I mean finding inspiration in others. Looking at, like, for example, I want to make a short film. I look at other people's short films all the time and I go, oh my god, that's really cool, and then I feel the motivation. I do this on a regular basis, and I really feel like it helps me because I just get a little boost out of that, and talking to mutuals on, I don't know, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, it really helps as well. You're supporting each other, and it's really nice, and it's so inspiring to see other people trying to do the same thing you're doing, or similar. As I said before, none of these pointers are magical pills that are gonna fix everything, but hopefully, maybe, it could help a little bit. Also, I don't have a degree in anything related to this. This is just my own experience and what has helped me overcome lacking motivation. This video has become really long now, more like longer than I usually do, so I think I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for listening to my crazy rambles. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I can't thank you enough. If you want to support what I do, you can find me on Ko-fi. I've always said Ko-fi, but I think it's wrong. Yes, you'll find the links to my Ko-fi down below, as well as all the links to my socials. If you want more updates, you can go and have a look over there. And thank you yet again. Have a great week, everyone, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.